All right, so I'm going to just run through the process of creating a post. A couple of you will be, you'll have the privileges and permissions to create posts and content on the detarc website. So I want to show you that there's just a little background there. There's two really primary forms of content. One is a page and one is a post. And to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of difference between those two. Pages tend to be more static, and the content rarely changes, and a lot of times you do not allow comments on pages. So those are the primary differences. Most of the stuff that will be created in detarc will be a post. So think of a post as a newsletter article, a technical article, and think of a page as maybe our bylaws or the preamble to the net, things that pretty much remain static. So what I'm going to show is how to create a post. So you can see I've got the website up. It's the first thing I want to do is log in. So I'm going to click. Well, there's a couple ways I can log in. I can click on members only. Let's go this route. If I go members only and do member only publishing tools and click that, it's going to ask me to log in, so I'll put my credentials in there. Oh, apparently I forgot my password. There we go. I'm not going to update my password. So now it shows that I'm logged in. So let me go back here and do members only publishing. Real quick, I'll show you this visual style guide. So this is kind of how the detarc branding works. This is kind of a narrative of what our brand and artwork should look like. And then I have another tool here, generating AI images that conform to the detarc visual style guide. And part of this tutorial is I'll show you how to generate some of these sample images based on existing images. So let me come back here. So a couple ways I'll show you. You can click on member only publishing tools and you can create a public post. You can click that button, it'll take you to that document. Or if you'll notice how I'm logged in up here, it says howdy. Let me make this just a little bit bigger and expand that. So I've got my username over here. I can also create new. And so I'm just going to click the new and drop down to post. And so now I have this posting page. It's an editing page. You can see it automatically puts the author name in here. Publish. You can schedule things. So if I don't want it to publish right now, I can put a date in there and it will publish it in the future. But really, let me just go through here. I've got some content that I've generated. Let me bring up the content that I want to create. So I've got this document here, and I'm going to copy all of it, and I'm going to paste it here. Help us inspire the next generation of amateur radio. All right, so there's this. The content is there. I've spent some time writing that, and I just pasted it in. When you're writing, you'll see using this interface, I'm going to hit enter a couple times. It has this prompt here, type slash to choose a block. So if I hit slash, I can do heading. I can create a list, like a numbered or bulleted list. You can start typing here, paragraph or page break separator. I can start typing image. So these are blocks that I can add. If you don't know them, you can click the plus sign, and this menu of all the available blocks shows up. So and you can experiment with those. Right now, I'm going to take this out, and there's this featured image. Where did it go? Yep. So if you click over here, I've clicked off of the content, and I'm looking at the post. And I want to create like an image, a featured image for this post. So I'm going to show you how to do that with AI using several images that are already existing. So I've copied some images off other posts that I've created on this website. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this document, and I'm going to come over here to AI. Let me bring my AI in. I'm using ChatGPT, and so I've already copied and pasted some of these images in. I need to get a copy of the logo, so I'm going to come back up here. I don't see the logo, so I'm going to come back here to detarc, and I'm going to do a screen capture of just that piece right there, just to get our logo. And I'm going to come back to the AI tool, and I'm going to paste that in here. So now I have 3 sample images and a logo. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT, generate a feature image using the attached images as a style, guide, and template. The image should illustrate, or I'm going to say the image should capture the I don't know, the overall not theme, premise of this post. And I'm going to hit shift and enter a couple times, and then I'm going to come back and copy the post. Actually, I'm going to copy it out of here so I can get that title in there. And I'm going to paste it in, and I'm going to hit enter. Let's see what image it comes up with. So it's going to do its little magic. It's going to think about it. And while it's doing that, I'm going to come back here and talk about a few more things. So if I've clicked in the post, if these 3 dots next to the publish, I always check this. You shouldn't have to. I've made some changes to the templates. So there's some things here that you shouldn't have to do, but it's good to look. So if I click the 3 dots and go down to page settings, I like to disable the post title. And there's a reason for that. But before, it was showing this big green bar and it was very difficult to read. So I've disabled, on all the posts that I create, I disabled the post title. And that's the only thing I do with the page there. And then we can go back here and close the, let me open that back up. So post and block. Block refers to whatever you have clicked here. Post refers to the entire content. Let's see if the image is done. Oh, it's one last tweak. I'm going to be optimistic that the image will be good. Sometimes it takes a little while, but this is a very powerful tool, especially if you use ChatGPT and you keep the same chat for all your image generation. It builds that history and understands, you know, the previous. That looks like a pretty good picture. Let me make it bigger. Help us inspire the next generation of amateur radio. Yeah, I mean, that looks good, and it fits the style that we've already created for our. It's made a little change to the logo. I've been experimenting with a new change to the logo, putting the pine cone at the top, but that's fine. It's going to be small enough on the page. So here, I'm going to save this image. I right-clicked it and saved it, and I'm going to call it Inspire. All right, so now back to WordPress. Set featured image. You see, you should be on the post block here, or not the block, but the post section. Set featured image, and now we come to this image selector. I'm going to upload a file. You could have selected any of those images that were there, and I'm going to select files, and there it is, Inspire. Now, yours may look different. I'm using a Mac, but basically it's Windows Explorer at that point. And then after it uploads, you can put alt text in here. This is the text that would show up if you hover over the image. I'm not going to populate that, and you can put an image caption. I don't really need any of this, so I'm going to set featured image, and it'll show up right here. All right, I'm ready. There's a gap here. All right, I'm ready to publish this. So I'm going to click publish. and then it prompts me, are you ready to publish? Yes, I'm going to click publish. Oh, darn. Unfortunately, my user doesn't have edit privileges. That's terrible. I was experimenting earlier and I took those away. So anyway, let me pause here. I will fix that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So hang on just a bit. Okay, I fixed the issue. I had to add the authoring permissions to my user, and when I did, I came back and it had saved, it had published it. So I can't really show you that, but you click the publish and you get the prompt, and you click it again, and that article should be published. Now, if we go look at the website, if I just click up here, go to detarc, so it's this is the latest post. This homepage defaults to the latest post, and so you can see here's all the latest posts over here. If we scroll down the window, we've got the one I just put in. We've got the one previous to that, so on and so forth. And so that's how it works. It's pretty easy. Also, there you might be interested in. There are some applications. I use a iOS app for my iPhone and iPad. It's called the WordPress app, and I can actually create content there. It's not as robust as far as uploading images and all that kind of stuff, but anyway, it's an application you can use. I think there's probably one for Android as well. But ultimately, you just download the app, you put the website URL in, you put your credentials in, and you should be good to go. So if you have any problems posting content, if you're one of the individuals in the club that have been designated as content creators and you're having trouble, let me know and I'll get the problem fixed, or I can coach you through, what you need to do to get the content posted. But that's really it. Have fun, enjoy posting content.